Hey Shiv,
Hey Sharif, what's up?
good. I'm good, man. It looks like the call for papers. It's been open for a little while for Dreamforce 19, and it's gonna close soon. So let's get into it and tell the people how what they need to do just in case they have that last minute session that they want to set up.
Absolutely. I think the admin and Salesforce.org call for papers has been live since a month, I guess. So it's gonna close on the 17th as far as I see it here. So I'm gonna bring that up. So if you go to Google and just search for Dreamforce 19, call for papers, you'll get to this page. So I was looking at it, and so there's basically four different sections. The major call for speakers, which I think is more business-oriented, customer success, and as well as the partner community, which is again looking at the partner ecosystem and sharing the stories from there. Right now, these are the two different sections that are open for submissions: admin and developer, as well as the Salesforce.org. And Sharif, I know you've done Dreamforce sessions before. Do you want to maybe share some of your insights?
Yeah, definitely. So one thing to tell you, there's usually two types of sessions. There's, the theater sessions, which are like 20 minutes long. And then there's the breakout sessions, which are usually like 40 to 50 minutes. So it depends on which one you wanna go in and do. Pick, depending on your content and what you're planning for, just choose one or choose a couple. I believe this year you could only, as far as the admin and developer, you can only submit up to 5 sessions. So, so think about it, find out which ones you want to post, get those in there. And then you do a lot of phone calls. There's a lot of vetting and a lot of going back and forth on the deck. So don't think if you're gonna sign up and you get accepted, don't think it's gonna be I'm just gonna do my deck and show up at Dreamforce. You are gonna have a few calls, a few back and forth sessions with the with the Dreamforce team to make sure that everything's up to par.
Yeah, it's actually very well organized, and they're very process driven. So one of the things, like I think a lot of our viewers and a lot of people out there are probably new to speaking at Dreamforce or want to speak at Dreamforce for the very first time. I'd recommend one or two things that I look at, which is there's an amazing blog from Mike Gerhold, Mike Gerhold. I'd say the father of all podcasts in Salesforce ecosystem. So he's written an amazing blog, which, I think same things that you touched upon, Sharif, which, what the different sessions are, as well as, what is the difference, what do they expect, what makes a good proposal in what you're trying to submit. As you already mentioned, it's just 5 proposals per speaker, I think, or an additional speaker on. And basically, there are some videos from last year's sessions so that you could look at and maybe structure it that way. The other thing that I would recommend is to go to the Trailhead module, which is the public speaking skills. They have amazing, setup guides where you can just basically look at how do I present, what kind of sessions do I choose, how to build a demo, which is pretty much, right there on the spot. So I would definitely recommend checking out the public speaking skills, even if you have spoken at other user groups and other events before. I think this is a really cool, Trailhead module to go over. So I'm sure if I was just thinking maybe, I'm looking at submitting a session myself. So maybe we could go over what that looks like from the admin and developer track. Right?
Yeah, so let's do it. I think it'll be really useful for everybody to see how this is done, especially from a pro like you, Shiv. So let's do this.
So you go to that page, click the start now. I've done this piece, so I'll just go over it and show you how it looks like. So if you look at the page once it loads, I think it's probably the internet on my side. Well, once it loads, you get form basically that tells you what's the timeline like. If you see the little astro that's moving closer to the CFP close date. So I think the admin and developer track closes on the 17th of this month, which is probably just a couple of days away. You put in your email here. Make sure that you're not a robot. Thing with the new AI coming in, that's going to be tougher. But you submit that, and then you get an email with this link. So this link is unique to you, and I'd recommend either saving it in your email or bookmarking it. And once you click this, it basically opens up this page where you can fill out your details. So I'm gonna try to do that pretty quickly. There we go. Jay's words. Spoken. Over. 25 different.
I told you he was a pro 25 different events.
Admin and developer experience. Love to share. You can go back and edit this before the CFP closes. So this is pretty cool. Again, you can look at I think some of the same content that Mike Gerhold has on his blog is over here. And you go ahead and put in your session title. This is the first session title. You can add additional speakers as well as save the draft. So I'm gonna definitely work on this and make sure it looks nice. But some of the key choices that you have to make, as Shiv mentioned, is one, the theater versus breakout. I think theater sessions are a bit more flexible, and I think there are a lot more opportunities. The breakout sessions are a lot more, I think, from a vetting process, it's a bit more intense. So I think depending on how you want to do that, as well as the different 3 tracks that you want to have the audience look at. So from the back end, I think, Sharif, this probably relates to how many sessions that they can do at Dreamforce for different type of tracks. And that's also probably going to affect the number of slots or number of papers that go through. And one of the key things I think we want to call out is no matter, even if you're putting your name and title and everything, the selection process is actually a blind selection. So a blind review of the abstract. So there's no bias involved. It's basically how well you structure your idea here, and the different tracks that you select to makes a difference in the back end of how you get selected possibly. So you might want to give it a little bit of thought on, do you want to go for a breakout versus theater, or admin, developer, architect. Like, I'm pretty sure architect sessions are in high demand, and they would love to see some architect sessions come through. So yeah, I think that would be the best way to look at that specifically. So if you have a slide, all this is going to basically help more. So if you have a slide, it would make it easier for them to evaluate this and probably get some more bonus points on the evaluation side. So yeah, so I would say look at this and submit your ideas. Would love to see you at Dreamforce.
Yeah, and then once you submit this, you'll get an email. It'll tell you how many sessions you've submitted, how close you are to the limit, and so you'll have a record of what you submitted. And then, according to that timeline, you'll find out by the 19th, and hopefully we'll see you on November 19th at Dreamforce and come to your sessions.
Thank you so much, Sharif, and everybody, please like and subscribe to our channel so we can keep on putting out amazing content on the Salesforce ecosystem. See you guys soon. Bye.